and I went to LA for Anime Expo. I did have 2 meet and greets, so I got to meet a bunch of you guys. I know you guys can yell at me however you want to do it, but because I always did set meet and greets with AX with like 50 people, I just assumed that was the only amount of Noombas that went to Anime Expo that wanted to meet me. So when I was going to my Gamer Subs meet and greet, and then I noticed how long the line was, and when they cut it off because there were too many people that it was causing a fire hazard. That was my bad. Listen, it's because the past couple years I would only meet like 50 of you at the meet and greet, and then that was it. Maybe 2 to 3 Noombas walking around, and I didn't. Yeah, and so when I showed up to the Gamer Subs meet and greet, or when I was going to the Gamer Subs booth, and people were always saying Numi, and I said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll see you guys tomorrow." I really did think that I would get to meet everybody. Turns out I was wrong. I was a little silly. The way I couldn't see Numi. Were you just couldn't see me because there was, okay. Well, not only that, like there were Noombas around, but then there was crowds of people who were confused by why the line was so long. So if you looked at the side of the meet and greet, it just looked like a gigantic fucking blob of people. Yeah, listen guys, I had no fucking idea because every other meet and greet I did at AX was either an official AX meet and greet or one of those set ones. And so there was always a set amount of Noombas there. And then those were the Noombas that I met. And I said, wow, so there's probably only going to be around 100 Noombas here. This is fine. My bad, y'all. My bad. That was on me. I also... I'll get into it later, but I got Gamer Subs written up. My bad, dude. It was kind of silly. It was kind of funny. It was kind of silly, kind of funny. But listen, I did it for your sake. Nobody can get mad because I did it for your sake. Yeah. So Johnny and Monty were staying with me for. They left like the day after my party. And then Kamimi was also staying at my place. And then Rain was staying at my place. So I had a bunch of friends staying at my place. Johnny and Monty initially had like a hotel, but they liked my house so much that they didn't want to leave. So I just said, yeah, you could stay here too. So I had a bunch of people just living in my house while I wasn't there. Yeah, Rain did gas up my room. That was so kind of her to leave me a sweet treat. Yep. Her skid marks and everything. Yeah, I like looked at my bed sheets and I said, what is that? Oh no. Yeah, tell her to like change her diapers more frequently if you're a Rainho fan. Dude, I got home at like 3 a.m. on Monday, and then I opened the covers, and right where Rain was, there was like a gigantic imprint and then a skid mark, and I said, damn girl. So there was like a really good chunk of time where I was away, and then it was just them doing whatever the fuck. I don't know what they did. I think they just shitted and farted everywhere and just stood there. They just stood and shitted and farted. Never a dull day at NHQ. Yeah. If you guys are wondering what I did. Oh, so when Johnny and Monty got here, okay, if you guys want to know. So I think this was like a month ago. I wanted to become closer friends with Johnny and Monty. They made Asteroid music. They've done incredible work. They make some of the coolest music I listen to, and especially in the VTuber sphere, they've made such insanely good stuff. They made a bunch of Kiara's music. It's just really sick, and they're super cool. And I met them at WeebCon last year, and I was so drunk that I passed out. You remember that, guy? I just fell asleep. I drank and then I fell asleep. But one thing that I barely remember is that I really thought Johnny was funny. He was really funny, and he stanned K-pop, and so I thought he was cool, and Bao said they were cool. I don't remember meeting Monty at all, but I was like, well, if Johnny's cool, then maybe Monty is too. The gays! And so then I reached out to them, and I also realized that, you know, when I first met them, I thought that they were besties with Rain. Turns out they met Rain that weekend. So, they could have been burglars for all I know. I just blindly trusted because I thought they were besties with Rain. And then they said, no, we met her like that day. I said, shit. Oh, it just felt like we knew each other for a lifetime. Yeah. I was like, so how long have you guys known each other? And they said, I think I've literally talked to you more than I've talked to Rain. And I said, oh, I reached out to you because I thought you guys are like besties. So you could have just been some random people that I invited over to my house. And they said, yeah. And I said, oh, yeah, no, right. So, yep, I had 2 hard vouchers in my brain. I guess 1.5, bow and a half. And I really wanted to be their friend. I also really just love how they write music, and I wanted to talk to people who knew how to make music. And I said, you guys should come over to AX. And they said, no, we're going to Offkai. I said, well, that's fucked up. You should go anyway. And they said, we can't get plane tickets. We can't afford that right now. And then I said, okay, I'll buy your flight. And so I said, we can use this as time to make music together. Did not do much music making. We did not do. We tried, and that, by trying, I just laid in Monty's lap. That was that. Like, damn, music writing's so hard. Money, oh my God, please cuddle me. Oh my God, like my life is so hard. Like I can't. Oh my God, the lyrics. Did anything else happen on the first 2 days? Day 3, oh yeah. So then it was, between that though, I had the first day of Anime Expo. This was the little poster I made. First of all, I thought everybody was putting silly images. Turns out everybody was using serious pictures of themselves. So my advertised picture was this. And people were telling me, what the fuck is this? And I said, well, it's me. And we had 3 days at Anime Expo. So we had 3 cosplay days. Saturday, I was going to be dressed up as a maid. Sunday, I was dressed up as Green Yuri with my roomies. Thursday, unfortunately, I had the absolute horror of cosplaying as Carla Weezer from Jimmy Neutron. Y'all don't understand. This is what it looked like in this moment. But the second I left and up until I got back home, the bangs here were up to here. It looks fine here, but when I was out, it kept slipping back because I have really long hair, and it just kept slipping off. And so it looked fine here, but it actually went I looked like I had a receding hairline. Carla Weezer with the receding hairline. That's who I was freaking cosplaying, bros. I had the little shoes. I had the pants. I had everything. I had the glasses, but I actually left them at home, which fucking sucks. But not only did I have to wear this though, but I had to have this sign. And then I had to stand out in the middle of Anime Expo, the main entrance hall, with my receding hairline. No one came up to me. Not a single person. I was so anxious. You guys will see the video when the Strapped In special comes out. I was so anxious from nobody coming up or just having to hold the sign and thinking about the fact that somebody could potentially come up to me, that I was in this video genuinely shaking like a chihuahua, bro. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. And then homie was like, come on, boo, boo, boo. I mean, I was like, come on then, go on then, you can do it, go on then. Not a single person came up, and I know I'm like, damn, that's rough. I was so glad that nobody came up to me, because if I had to speak to somebody dressed like that and try to riz them up when I couldn't even lay next to a hot woman named Monty, y'all really think I'm gonna be able to stand next to just some random person that saw my little sign? It's so ogre. And one of the replies, I went on a couple dates with a girl dressed almost like this. She was the best kisser I've ever met and could lift me despite being shorter. Anyway, I'm saying this only so you know being dressed like Carl Weezer is not an excuse for you not talking to any girls. And then I said, oh, so it's my lack of aura. And then she said, I mean, you said it, not me. Anyways, traumatizing. Best part of wearing this cosplay. Oh, also, bro, this picture had me laughing. It was so fucking good. Why was it? I was like shivering, like shaking. I go up to this Caitlyn cosplay. Can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? She said, sure. Does this. I look so fucking lame. Bao replied and said, horrifying. And I agree. Where's that reply? Yeah. To answer the question, no one came up to me. Bao said, aura bankruptcy. Best part about it was the tweet I made. Noticed Lily and I ran and jumped to give her a hug and she looked so scared. And then I realized she didn't recognize me because I'm in a full-on Carl Weezer cosplay with an orange wig. I thought I was getting jumped. You scared the fuck out of me. You gave her a poor heart attack. I was at the Gamer Subs booth. I was in one of the rooms in the Gamer Subs booth. And she got to the Gamer Subs booth, and that was the first time I've seen her since Amsterdam, so a couple months ago. And I ran to give her a hug, but I didn't realize that I completely forgot about what I was wearing. And so I went to give her a hug, and I feel her like she didn't relax in my arms like she usually does. She kind of flinched and got scared, and then I said, what's wrong? And then I realized how I was dressed, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I pulled back so she could see my face. And then the first thing she says is, oh my fucking God, you are so fucking ugly. You are so ugly. You look so fucking ugly in that orange wig. And I said, wow, what a great first thing to say to your girly. And then Boska comes up, and then he said, oh my fucking God. And Nags was like, oh. And then I said, what do you think? What do you think of the fit? And Box was like, you look really fucking ugly. And I was like, yeah. And then Lily kept coming up to me. She's like, oh my God, puta, you are so fucking ugly. Orange is not a good look for you. You look so bad. Oh my God, you are so ugly. And I said, but you know what the funny thing is? I was happy that she said that. I was like, thank God she agrees. Fuck, I was... The most real thing. Any other time I would go up to somebody and say, how do I look? They'd be like, oh, yeah. No, that's something, all right. Am I the only one that thought it looked kind of cute? It looked fine in that picture. But what you guys don't understand is that any other time I went out, the wig pulled back so I looked like I had a fucking receding hairline. I think there were a couple fans that saw and were like, who's that weird hag with the orange wig? I don't think it was a good idea to listen to this stream at the gym. I just laughed in the middle of my rep and almost dropped the weight. Why? Did you also think I looked silly? Did you enjoy the receding hairline, Numi? Did you enjoy the fact that I stood in the middle of this gigantic hall of 20,000 people and not a singular woman came up to me? No, yeah. It was so fucking funny, bro. This picture was the greatest thing to come out of that day. It was so funny, bro. Oh my God, it was this picture. Why is Caitlin from Arcade standing next to Carl Weezer? I love Anime Expo. I love when cosplayers take pictures like this because it's so fucking funny. What else did I do? Oh my God. I went to eat with Sho and Yuzu. We all met up with my roomies to get some lunch. And I kept the wig on all the way up until we got to the restaurant. And so we go up to the restaurant and then Yuzu turns around and then she looks at me and she was like, what the fuck? And then I gave her a hug and she looked at me and she was like, oh, yeah, that's something. And yeah, it was so, oh my God, it was so fucking funny. And then I took the wig off and kept the wig cap on. And so there's a picture of me with my wig with Yuzu and then one without the wig with the wig cap on with Yuzu. And she looked so scared in both of those pictures. It was fantastic. And then I took off the wig cap and then it was just my hair. And then she just looked at my outfit and she said, oh, this is not a look for you. And I said, thank you. But Mani said I looked good. Mani and Kamimi and Hami said it was a look because it was untucked, this shirt, and then the suspenders were off. But anyways, it's whatever. What did I even do after that? Oh yeah, we had a dinner with a bunch of the gang. There were so many of us. I got to see Giri. I got to see Oni, bro. Oh my God, Giri got me a bunch of stuff. I don't even think we're gonna have time to show a bunch of the stuff today, honestly. But I'll show it on Thursday if not. But boys, she got me the Cali alcohol from Japan. And I'm so fucking happy about that. I'm gonna put it on my shelves. What else? And then Lily was at the dinner. Nags was at the dinner. I got to see Tricky again, and it was super nice. Did you offer a carrot to Mousy again? I think when I saw her, I told her that I ate all of the carrots. She tweeted something about you and the carrots over the weekend. I didn't even see that. Not her screenshotting that. Oh my god! But the dirty laundry. Guys, I also finally saw this one merch booth that sold Yuzu merch. And so I bought like 4 of them. And I got one for Yuzu. There was actually a couple booths that had Numi merch. And so I bought it every time. And only one of the people that I bought it from knew it was me. And then I actually went to literally every single booth that I saw that had Michi merch. And I bought everything Michi related. So this was only some. I found way more way after, but I would always buy 2 of them. I would see Michi at a booth, and then I would go up to the vendor and I would say, can I buy everything Michi? Every single thing of Michi, can I get that? Or I would be like, can I get 2 of everything that you have of Michi? Can I get all of the Michi? Can I get Michi everything? Can I get this anything Michi related? And they'd just be like, Michi? And I'd be like, yes, please. They didn't know who I was. I just looked like an obsessed Michi fan. I had like a whole bag full of Michi stuff. And I sent it to Michi. I was like, I got all of this stuff of you to put on my wall. And there's going to be a Michi shrine corner for you because I love you. So they literally looked at me like I was this obsessive fan, parasocial stalker weirdo. I am, but that's okay. I am an obsessed Michi fan, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay. And then I also got her this because she likes SpongeBob too. After day 1, day 2, we just went straight home and everybody was setting up for the party. Not everybody was able to make it over because I didn't even know that people that were there. Like at Anime Expo, I had no idea. Some people were even at Anime Expo. The day of the party happened and the party... We had a magician, the fucking king. I love that man. I think instead of hosting for the first 45 minutes of this party, I was just watching this magician do magic tricks. And all of the people with severe ADHD were there the whole entire time. So like Lily was there the entire time. Rain was there the entire time. Moni was there the entire time. Even my brother was there for a good amount of time. Also, my brother brought his girlfriend. She looked ready to burst. That baby is due. That baby is ready. I was so worried that her water would break or something during my party. She would do a little dance and then her water would break. And then I would be like, well, that would be a crazy party story. It would have been insane. It's literally any day now. It's any day now. I think she was due earlier this week. So it's insane. Yep, Tita Numi arc. Yeah, one of you putas at the meet and greet called me that too, and did the bless. I hate it here. Anyways, it was insane. It was really fun. Another thing is, it was SpongeBob themed. We didn't tell anybody that. I don't know why we didn't, but all of us had SpongeBob cosplays. So the day it was Carla Weezer, SpongeBob. I have a picture of it, but I feel like I looked ugly, so I'm not sharing it with you guys. But and then it was Maid Day, and then it was Green Yuri Day. I was CUNTY SpongeBob. My friend Lynn, she was Pearl. My friend's girlfriend was Patrick. Avery was Sandy. Hami was Mermaid Man, and all of us had and then Court was Mr. Krabs, and Kino was Kevin. And we all took a picture together. My friend had the inflatable Patrick Star outfit, and we were all just outside, and it was so cute. Everyone was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell us? We all would have dressed up. So it's just everybody dressing normal and then just random SpongeBob characters. It was so silly. It was so silly, bro. It was so silly. But yeah, everybody had a nice time. It was really cool. Also, I have Michi on the robot for the party because I said you should go to the party. And so Tony and Michi were on the robot and they were just walking around, and then everybody was saying hi. And then she had a nice time. And then remember when Mousy called me on stream, I told her that I would get her on the robot. I brought the robot over to Ross's place for Ross's party and got her on the robot there. And I set her up. And so she was able to walk around. Yay. Yeah, there was a mousy bot and a Michi bot and a Tonki bot. And it was really cool. I was really sad though because I ate all the carrots, so I couldn't show her where the carrots were. But with the ranch, yes indeed, I did. Listen, y'all, I got hungies. I really enjoyed it. They also had a drink there called the Yuri. I did drink that. I did not drink the Yaoi. I had to stay true to myself and drink the Yuri. Yeah, the meet and greets, by the way, boys. Oh wait, here's I also found this certified pillow princess. I bought it. So when I go to the conventions, anytime I see any merch of my friends, I buy it. And it's so funny because I think sometimes they hear me say things like, I can't wait to give this to her later. I'm just like saying it to my friends that I'm with, like Tahami. And then they overhear it sometimes. And I always wonder if when they hear that, they think I'm like stalking them or parasocial. Imagine not knowing anything and then just hearing this random person being like, yeah, I can't wait to send a picture. Can't wait to send it to her when I go visit her next time. And they're going to be like, what the fuck? This person's a stalker. What's going on? How much did I spend on average? A lot. I did spend a lot, but it's okay. I will be showing everything in full detail probably on Thursday before we do the truck simulator. No, I don't say to her. I say to Bao. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to send this to Bao later. Because here's the thing, guys. I know we're considered like a big indie group, right? As in me and you guys. It's you and me. We're considered a big community. But when I say it's a niche community, I mean a lot of these people that are vendors only stan a lot of the well-known like corpos. And if it's indies, it's always Show, Bao, or Lily. That's it, right? And so when I do see them, I get excited and I buy every single one of those. I'm usually a lot more rare because I do feel as though streams are not meant for everybody. Yeah. And so it's a lot harder to find Numi merch at places like this. I don't know if it was the same at Offkai, but I buy everything I see, which also makes it easier because if every booth had a Numi charm, I would be broke. Also saw that this bitch tweeted this on my account and then also tweeted at Michi. And I was like, when did I tweet this? Why is I thought it said it was from months ago. And I was like, I don't remember tweeting this. Why is everybody talking about me marrying Michi? That's crazy. But you know, yeah. And then we were made on day 3. And this was the one that I did my meet and greet, guys. This is when I got in trouble. Here's the thing, y'all. For those of you who don't know, I think Anime Expo got bought out by a different company or something. Last year, they got new owners. So they changed the rules for everything. Do you guys remember how I told you I didn't have any idea that you had to buy tickets to meet me online when before you had to go to Emu's booth and buy a sticker or something in order to meet me? Well, turns out they were doing everything online because they changed everything to where you have to buy a ticket to do a signing, and they only wanted it to be done at the signing hall. I don't know if it's because it's a fire hazard or if it's for they just want the money, but I think they wanted to charge like $50 at first. I said no. I said I'll charge like $10 if it means they get something out of it, because I don't want people to just get charged to meet me. So that's why you get a postcard and stuff, like Numi art to meet me. So it made it more worth it. Otherwise it's like, why would you? But yeah, it sold out and I was like, that's so weird that they did it that way. It turns out it's because they said no signings anywhere but the signing hall. And so when Gamers Ups was doing their booth, they advertised it with the intent to have signings there. They go up, I think it was during like Cotton's meet and greet or something. They went up and said, hey, you can't do this anymore. You can't do these signings. They have to go to the hall. You can't do that. You have to stop. And then they were like, bro, what? Like, that's how we advertise it though. They're like, you saw the warning. They like told them about it like a day or two before. I don't know. But it was planned for months, right? And so Monty is my rep at Gamersubs. I go up to him, I'm like, Monty, my meet and greet is tomorrow. What do we do about this? What do I do? Because I don't typically like taking pictures because I'm a VTuber. I'd rather just do a signature. And I feel that crazy, like confident in myself or whatever. So I said, hey, like, what are we gonna do? And then he said, hey, it's up to you. I'm down to like try and see, because you didn't know, you had no idea. It's whatever. And so I said, I don't know. I'll figure it out, because I wanted to sign because you guys were there because you wanted to have a signature. You probably brought your V cards and shit for me to sign. So the day comes around and I'm in my little maid outfit. I go up, and then first of all, I'm walking around and I saw a Numi cardboard cutout, and I signed the cutout, and then I go up to this guy who was just standing there, and I didn't realize that everybody on that wall was there to see me. And I heard people going like, oh, wait, what? And I was like, wow, why are those people gasping? I wonder who they saw. That's so weird. I had no idea. And then I'm in the back, and then when I go out to my meet and greet, I was like, oh, this goes really far back. I realized, oh, there is a lot more people here to see me than I thought. And there were way more that got turned away because I only had a 1 hour meet and greet slot. And then Monty said, hey, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to try it out and see what happens. I think we got through around half. We got through around half before we got written up. Yeah. My bad, y'all. I said, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. So it was me. It was my fault. It was my bad. My bad, y'all. I tried to sign as many as I could. And because of that, they had to change it halfway, right? I said, man, it's not their problem if I do signings when I leave the booth. So what I did was I told the Noombas, I said, okay, guys, I'll do the picture now. Hang out over there. After I finish, I will run and try to sign as many as I can and not get in trouble. And so for the second half of the Noombas, I took pictures. I was telling them this. And then at the very end, I got like a little drink of water. I got another marker. And then I ran out and I told everyone, like, walk with me. Everybody choose one thing, walk with me. And I'm just like, I signed like everything I think I could. I think I signed everybody's that was there. The energy at the Gamer Subs meet and greet was so fucking funny compared to the energy at my AX meet and greet, the official one. Another thing is that, guys, listen, I know I raised a bunch of you to be gym rats. I know I have a gym rat community, but y'all can't keep doing this to me. Y'all can't keep fucking doing this shit to me. I'm trying to do my little fucking signings, and then you guys come up. Yeah, actually, I'm able to bench press like 440 now. Takes off shirt in front of me to do a picture of you flexing in front of me for the photo op, and me trying to... I try so hard to look nonchalant and composed and to not look at your moves. I try so hard to not objectify, and I try so hard to not look, and so I look everywhere else, and so I probably look so red, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh wow, good job. And I love taking the pictures because they're really fun, but there was a streak of you putas, bro. I met the first guy, took off his shirt, and I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God, I'm looking everywhere. I'm trying to look at your face. I'm trying not to look down. Your eyes are up there. I love you, Noombas. I love you. I'm not bad. I swear. And then he leaves. Guy comes after him. He takes off his fucking shirt. I think there was like 6 or 7 of you back to back doing that to me. I'm like, this is a fucking prank. You guys did this shit on purpose. You did this on purpose because you knew how flustered I would get. You guys know how I get, and you did it to me on purpose. And then they all run out and they all start going like, raw, yeah, no, me, no. And then they all take a group picture. I'm trying to meet the next Noomba. And then that guy, the next Noomba comes up to me, and I said, you're not gonna take your shit off too, right? I don't know how much more I can take. And then he's like, no, I'm not, don't worry. And I said, okay, I have a breather. And then I look to my right, because I hear them all chanting and screaming, and it's all of them with their shirts off again, taking a group picture, and it's like the sun is hitting me on the right side of my face, and I'm trying so hard to be good. I'm trying to be good and professional. I'm trying to meet you guys and be happy and not be stressed, but I like a single piece of sweat going down my face and me trying not to look right. I'm like, don't look, Numi, don't look, be respectful, Numi, don't do it, Numi, don't say anything you're gonna regret, Numi, don't do it. And then I didn't. But I think at a certain point I was like, oh my God, y'all gotta stop. You're gonna kill me. And then like two guys after that, some dude came up to me with like a cone wearing jorts with a picture of me on it, and then I immediately said, okay, we're back. the whiplash from this meet and greet was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, I got crazy whiplash. And then, of course, the AX meet and greet, the official meet and greet is the same every single year, which is another reason why I felt like I got such whiplash at the Gamer Subs meet and greet, because the energy was so high at Gamer Subs that when I did the AX one, it's just a really nice air-conditioned room with everybody that has their tickets, that got their tickets, that knows they're going to be there to meet me. They know, everybody knows they're going to meet me. I know I'm going to meet every single person in this line. And everybody is so quiet and cute and calm. They're like, hi, Numi, hi, I love your music. It's so nice to meet you. And I'd be like, oh, it's nice to meet you too. And then I sign like the little card, and then I give them the little signature, I take a little picture, and I'm like, I hope you have a great day. And then it's all just so cute, low energy, sweetness, versus the Noombas in the Gamer Subs booth going like, rah, rah, I'm gonna do a fucking backflip. Fuck yeah, I'm at Numi. Fuck yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck? The whiplash was crazy. I was like, is the energy gonna be the same? And then I go to the other one, I'm like, oh, never mind, it's back to normal. We're back to normal. Dude, it was so fucking funny. I cannot understate just how much I love you guys so fucking much, because they're just the cute little shy Noombas, and then they're the Noombas doing fucking backflips, taking off their shirt. And you know, it's so fun and silly to me, especially when you guys do things like that, because I know it's like you guys being silly and flexing and shit, but I know so well that you guys work so fucking hard to get to this point to where you're able to feel comfortable to like do things like that, right? To have this confidence in yourself, to just feel comfortable with your body. Like, there's so many people out there that don't have that, and a lot of you guys would come up to me and say like, I used to be like severely underweight, or I was severely overweight, and now like this is how I am now, and I started thanks to the Noombas. We have a gym rat channel. We always talk in the Noomba group chat too, and we're always doing this and this. And like, some of you guys, I met you like years ago, and then I meet you again now, and you guys look so fucking good. And I'm like, you guys. Oh yeah, day 3. This was day 3. I was Koga Mitsuki from the guy I was interested in wasn't actually a guy at all, or the Green Yuri. We were all dressed up together. We like to do a yearly group cosplay. I got the nails done for it. But yeah, the last day I got to meet you guys just as Koga. And then I said bye to Lily. Lily cried in my arms for like 20 minutes. It was horrifying. Horrifying as in I was really sad. There's another picture of me looking at Kwon Eunbi's boobs. I mean, her at Waterbomb. Anyways, I just needed that extra bit of energy before my meet and greet. And I got a queso follow. Hello, guys. I don't know. Was queso on stream just following VTubers? I have no idea, but he followed me, and I'm forever grateful for the rest of my life. I love queso so fucking much. I love queso. What else? Oh yeah, Rain Numi has been letting me stay at her house while I was at AX. Let me bring this closer really quick. This is what I get for letting my friends stay at my house while I'm on the way, bro. Let me say, I've been ripping fries nonstop in her bed. Hope it leaves her a reminder of me. Man, fuck you. This is what I get for being kind, whimsical, sweet, loving, for what? Anyways, very interesting way of showing your love. She was probably filling in for Bao. And then, yeah, we went to an amusement park. And we went on a ride, and Yuzu broke her nail, so she was bleeding. And I said, oh my God, let's get her to first aid. We go over, and they had a first aid building right next to it, because I guess everybody breaks nails on this ride, because it happened to be right next to this ride specifically. And I was like, oh no, my Pookie, my poor baby. And so we go in, and I go over and turn the corner to the first aid section, and I was met by the most handsome man I have ever fucking seen. And I was like, hi. And this was before Yuzu pulled up too. I got in first, and I was like, hi. And the guy was all like, hey, what's up? And I said, do you have Band-Aids? Do you have Band-Aids? He said, oh yeah, what do you need it for? And I said, oh, my friend behind me, she broke a nail. And then Yuzu comes up. Yuzu was like holding her nail, looking a little scared. And then she looked up and she was like, hello. Her whole demeanor fucking changed. And then he's like, yeah, oh no, no, oh my God. I was like, yeah, she broke her nail. And he was like, oh no. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. But then I was like, fuck, my nail is broken too, sir. But yeah, he's like, yeah, we can take you to the back and I can clean the wound for you. Only took Yuzu back, unfortunately. I couldn't go back there. Not like anything would ever fucking happen anyway, because what would Numi do? But before we go back, the guy pauses and he looks at us and he says, do you guys have an adult present with you? I have never in my whole fucking life, even when I was a teenager, ever had somebody say that shit to me, bro. Even when I was young, because, you know, you'd be with your parent. Dude, I've never, what the fuck? We all like, we were so taken aback. We all kind of like, were like, what the fuck? And we like looked at each other and we said, we're all adults? And then they said, oh. And then the girl next to him was all, well, you guys look really good for your age. We were kid zoned. I have been champ zoned, friend zoned, sister zoned, cousin zoned. I have never been kid zoned in my life as a full grown woman. Oh my God. That was crazy. That's when I ran away. I was like, okay, bye. Oh my God. And then we went to dinner and I got a little birthday thing for Buff and we sang her happy birthday. And then I said goodbye. And then, guys, there was a certain moment where I think at the end of that dinner, there was like 20 people at this dinner. Every single day was just 20 people 20 people plus every fucking day. And it's fun. It's happy. But believe it or not, y'all, I am an introvert. I give myself weeks to build up like tolerance to where I'd be like fine with being around people for a long period of time. I like had to tell Monty and Johnny, I was like, for 2 days, I'm like, I'll get up and then I'll leave the room for like 10 minutes and then I'll come back. That's what I usually do. But sometimes it's just consistent, like being around people. By the end of the night yesterday, I loved everybody so much. But Avery and I both just locked eyes and said, okay, I think it's just done. It's not me going outside for 5 minutes. That is not going to fix it. I need gone. I need to leave. And so we just go. We say our goodbyes, our kisses, our goodbyes. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you a Numi supporter that had no idea about the fact that Numi Vtuber has merch? No way. Well, have I got something swag for you. That's right, guys. We've got some of these and some of these and some of... Oh, never mind. That one's already sold out. But there's plenty of stuff that won't sell out. Should you decide to check out Numi merch at uwumarket.com/Numi. Yippee! Get your swag merch today. Okay, you can put down the Glock now. I did it. Don't forget to subscribe. Rate this 10 out of 10 stars. And give love to Bao.